Talkin' Toons with Rob Paulsen is part of the Tech Jives Network and is produced by Chris Pope of SocialStarsWeb.com.
With my winning smile, I'm a living lesson in flair and style. You just can't help but stare at my savoir-faire. I'm nouveau, deco, Roman, Greco, Rococo, Baroque, bebop, hip-hop, flip-flop. Somebody stop me!
Come on, do an impression!
Do you know who I am?
Dr. Otto Scratch and Sniff, world-famous psychoanalyst to the stars?
Correct!
No! What am I doing here?
No, you stupid kid! You don't understand!
There's something I have to tell you. I am one of the Ninja Turtles.
You got a problem with that?
Wedgie!
Trailblazing devotion to his work. I'm Yakko.
I can't believe this is happening.
Time out.
This is too bizarre.
Time in.
Even for a cartoon.
I think we have a difference of opinion here.
Let the hostilities begin.
Look, I look just like the guy that was on the picture, except that I'm having my birthday vodka and cranberry in the middle of the day. Well, it's 5:30 somewhere, probably. Absolutely. But my lovely producer, James Cluster, decided to go out and get me my favorite sort of imbibement, which is vodka and cranberry juice. So I'm going to go ahead and, what the hell, it'll loosen me up. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you know that last week was our second video podcast? That's our handsome friend Liam Cluster, who is in the background. He's going to be 1 year old tomorrow. My birthday was Monday. Welker's was yesterday. Liam's is tomorrow. That's just like the Pep Boys of cartoons. Rob, Frank, and Liam. But anyway, last week we had 23,000 people viewing our little audio/video podcast. Yeah. So thank you very, very much for participating. You guys have been so supportive and so wonderful. And, of course, today you know that we are beyond excited to have, well, we'll talk about him later. But before we do, got to do a little housekeeping first here. We have some really great news about, I have there's an app for me, as you folks know, and I keep hammering on this. But the reason I keep hammering on the Talkin' Toons app, as you can see on the lower third there on the screen, it's now available for Android devices. So, as a result of my genius friend, J.D. McIntosh, and his expertise, do you know that he makes these goddamn things in his spare time? He makes apps. Most people bowl. I bowl. But he makes apps, and so now the app is available for Android devices. So however you do that, folks, you Android people, I'm an Apple guy. So however you Android people get your apps, it is now, the Talkin' Toons app is now available. It's got me going like that. Get it. It's really great. You get access to all the podcasts, including today's, which will be on, an audio version will be on Friday, so you'll be able to just absolutely bask in the glory of Richard Horvitz, and you will just love yourself for it. So go get the Talkin' Toons app for Android devices. And the next thing we have to talk about, I think, let's see, what have you got on the lower third there next, James? Oh, yes, join Rob, that would be me, at WonderCon in Anaheim on the 29th of March through the 31st. I'll be down there promoting Bravo Man, which is the new web show I'm doing with Dee Baker and Romy Dames, being associate produced by my son, Ash, who actually is now, coming home today from Halifax, Nova Scotia, where he's overseeing all of the animation. So join us at WonderCon. And go to shiftylook.com, as it says, for more information. I think they've actually got a teaser up there now, and it's really good. And, of course, Dee Baker can read the phone book, and it's magic. So join us at WonderCon. There's also a really another cool thing that a Robapalooza. Now, they were trying to get a Richie Horvitz Palooza, but he cost too much money.
Way too much.
Way too much. He is the angriest of beavers.
I am the angriest of the angry beavers.
Which, in my experience, is a very dicey thing.
It's dicey.
I don't like my beavers angry.
No. They'll take half your money if you're not careful.
That's right. Charlie Sheen dated an angry beaver, and now look at it. Oh, my God. Look. This is Richie Horvitz, but pay no attention to that.
Pay no attention to that.
This is the Robapalooza in Charlotte, North Carolina, the 27th. Is that right? I think, 27th and 28th of April. It'll be the 27th. There'll be a seminar and tons of laughs and autographs. We'll have a ball. And then the 28th is an all-day voice acting seminar. So if you're from Atlanta, Virginia, West Virginia, Charlotte, you just come on down. We'll have a great time. You can go to voxyladies.com, V-O-X-Y ladies.com for all the information.
Ladies.
That's right. And how exciting is this? Yesterday, I tweeted that I had some really exciting news. Dot Warner has decided to come out of the water tower. So how about that? Jess, Tress, and yours truly, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot are going to be at the John Lovitz Comedy Club on April 12th. Woohoo! Which is going to be, of course, live there. I think it holds 250 or 300 seats, and we've sold that out a couple of times with Turtles and with Randy Rogel. So if you love Animaniacs, this is I don't know about once in a lifetime, but maybe 2 or 3 times in a lifetime. To have Tress, Jess, and Yakko in the same building, all sober, doing the same gig. Come on out to the John Lovitz Comedy Club on April 12th at 8 p.m. Go to the John Lovitz, JONLOVITZ, johnlovitzcomedyclub.com. If the tickets aren't available yet, they will be soon. But follow me on Twitter, which is at YakkoPinky, at YAKKOPINKY. Follow me there, and I will tweet all that information out. Of course, it'll be available on the RobPaulsenLive.com as well. But continue to check it out, thejohnlovitzcomedyclub.com. Tickets to see Tress MacNeille, Jess Harnell, and Rob Paulsen do a live Animaniacs 20th anniversary live. We're going to screen episodes. We're going to do Q&A, sign stuff. We'll have a ball. But in addition, we're going to do it on Ustream. Is that right? It's also going to be a pay-per-view live Ustream. It's only $10,000 per ticket.
Yes.
We figure if we sell 10 of them, we're good. Kidding. There are going to be those of you out there who say, I can't believe you're charging your fans $10,000, man. You were my childhood. That's right. I used to love you, man. You suck. You might be rich, but you suck. It must be nice to live in your ivory tower, Rob Paulsen. Oh, man. Come on down and meet us. Okay. Now that we've got that all out of the way, come and visit us April 12th at 8 p.m. at the John Lovitz Comedy Club or here on ustream.tv/Rob Paulsen Live. Keep you posted on all that. But Animaniacs Live. It's exciting because Tress has said she's going to do it. Jess is stoked. We're going to have a ball. Now, we got all that out of the way. The angriest of Beavers and the zimmiest of Zims is here right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely, the talented Rich Horvitz. How about that? He loves being on camera.
He heard the numbers thing earlier.
I'm like Cindy Brady in that episode of the Brady Bunch when she was on the quiz show and she was showing off and Peter and Bobby and Greg didn't like. I'm not really cross-eyed. Peter and Bobby.
Thank you for coming.
How are you?
I'm great. And by the way, this is our beautiful assistant and voice actress extraordinaire herself, Abby Collins, who's helping us out with your questions today.
Hello, Abby.
Hi, how are you?
You are mother of Liam, are you not?
I am mother of 1-year-old Liam.
Mother of Liam.
Mother of Liam.
I think
Sounds
I
like
saw
it's something
that.
in
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones,
right? Mother of Liam.
Mother of Liam.
I shall now nurse my child at 6 years old upon my bosom.
Hey, that's great when you flop that boob out there. I like that. No, thank you for coming. I'll tell you, I was telling Rich, when I go do these personal appearances around the country that many of you have been kind enough to see, there are about 3 names that continually pop up, because you've been listening to the show for a long time. It's Rich Horvitz, Tress MacNeille, and Frank Welker. We got Tress out. Frank is Frank. He's kind of like the Howard Hughes of us.
Yes, his nails are this long.
Right.
His fingers, that's just his toenails.
Doesn't save his pee, but
Yes.
he's close.
I save my pee.
Thank you.
And it's available for only $20.
He autographed the
I
jug.
autographed my jug of urine.
But Richie Horvitz is another one of the ones whom everybody is excited to see. So thank you very much for being here,
It's
man.
great to be here. And I've been listening to the show for 80 episodes now.
It is 80
Is this number
episodes.
80?
This is 81.
81?
Yeah. Which is how old you be on your next birthday, right?
You look so good for your age.
I work
Doesn't he?
out.
Oh.
This guy,
I work out.
He's got 3 children. He's been
Yes.
married to the same poor woman for...
Yes, for 452
Yeah,
years.
exactly. And this man, I mean, when I tweeted the other day that you were going to be on, people... Well, because we were together at Comic-Con.
We were.
The amount of Zim fans out there.
There's a lot of Zim fans out there.
And how long ago did that show stop?
Stupid, filthy Zim fans.
How many years ago did you guys stop doing the show?
It debuted in 2001. It was 11 years. So this is our 12th year since it premiered. And, oh, hi, I'm on this camera now. This is really professional. Wow.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Yeah. You didn't tell me we were
Not
gonna
even
be
a
on
union
camera.
house.
I
Yeah.
know. You didn't be on camera. I would have bathed on camera.
Yeah, that would be nice.
$20. It has been off the air for almost as long.
That's fantastic,
Yeah.
though. I
Yeah,
mean,
we
and the
only
thing
did
is that the
26
show,
half hours.
26 half hours, and it has cultivated that kind of loyalty.
Yes. Silly, silly people.
Oh, God. Isn't that great? We've got Zim.
I am Zim.
Do we have questions already?
Yeah, we have questions already. We have March of the Ants 94.
Hello, March of the Ants. I like your name. Did your mother give you that name?
It says, Rich, will you tell us about your time as Alpha 5 on the first 4 seasons of Power Rangers?
Were you Alpha 5?
I was Zordon, the Power Rangers are in trouble.
Oh, my God.
It was like this. A friend of mine was editing a show.
I called you up.
And he said, I'm editing this show. It's not going to go anywhere. It's this.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. Silly little thing.
I still have my
Come in.
papers
It was like 9 o'clock at night in a little, online edit booth. It wasn't even online. It was offline editing back then. And it was in this little booth. And I got into, a little microphone just like this. And thinking, okay. And I saw it and I just went,
Zordon, the Power Rangers are in trouble.
and that's all I said. Was only
That was it.
Yeah, that was it. And then Chaim Saban said, he must have a signature line. He needs a signature line.
A kilo the infidel.
I see, I need a signature line for him, this robot. And we will not have to pay to process his voice because he already sounds like a robot.
Right.
And somewhere along the way, I came up with,
Zordon, the Power Rangers are in trouble.
and that became my signature line.
So it was kind of a quasi.
But I was not in the suit. People always ask me. It was a woman
Actually,
in the suit.
interestingly enough, you were in a woman's suit when you came here today.
Yes, I was.
Which is
It was a woman's flesh suit.
he was very comfortable.
It's
with it.
awful. The police are waiting outside.
Let me ask you, and I love this because what we do is, and by the way, we hear you folks out there, and one of the it was not so much a criticism, but one of the things we heard from you folks was that what you guys like for the audio podcast, or what you've enjoyed up till now, has been the sort of intimacy, because I would take my computer and my microphone to people's homes. So
intimacy?
yeah, I know.
You're really
Here,
pretty.
drink some of
Yeah,
this.
thanks.
You walk on my back.
Rob, how are you? You're looking really hot today.
I just met him at Jumbo's Clown Room.
That's right.
Anyway,
I was Jumbo.
One of the things
at the time.
that we found out was that James said, well, let's make this a little more together and you can hang out. So we hear you guys, and we took, James took this and made a nice little table so that we could be a little
Carved it
closer
with his bare hands.
and make it more like what I would do if I were at somebody's home. Look at that. We're just so damn sisters, sisters.
They're
They're
not
never such devoted sisters.
They're not cousins. They're not sisters. They're identical cousins. Welcome to 1965, everyone.
Oh, Richie and I unfortunately remember that. But anyway, what I was going to say is that we're going to take questions, and I love the sort of spontaneity of all this. But before we get more into more questions, a lot of the folks out there are young actors who love to know kind of how you got your start. And you have, I mean, one of the things, the continuing threads that runs through all the people we've had on the podcast is that virtually everybody, again with very rare exceptions, has live, on-stage experience, live action, music, improv, all of that stuff. And you're no different. You started out on stage, you're a singer, you're all that stuff.
Yeah, I started out I was 10 years old when I first started doing television commercials. And
You born out here?
I was born here. It's a rarity these days.
is,
It's someone
yeah.
that's from, I was born in Van Nuys, California.
Oh my God.
I was actually born in St. Vincent's in downtown Los Angeles, and we lived in the Valley. My parents were moved to the Valley in 1949, and we were an aerospace family. My father worked for Rocketdyne for 45 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
45 years.
45 years. And, in the Valley, you were either an aerospace family or you were in the
Showbiz.
entertainment business,
Yeah.
and I wasn't in entertainment. My brother's a director.
Really?
Yeah, he directs the Oscars, the
Lou
Emmys.
Horvitz?
Lou Horvitz.
That's your brother?
That's my brother.
I
yes.
didn't know that.
That's
Oh
my
my
brother.
God,
That
Lou
is my
Horvitz.
brother. Yes.
Wow.
And so he was the only one that had gone into show business, and then I was a few years behind him, and I started doing commercials. And really, what I started out, it was a hand model.
Shut up!
I'm not kidding. You remember?
That's a first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I was
The
a hand
Angriest
model.
of Beavers was a hand model.
These hands! These cursed hands!
What?
Pluck out thy eyes!
Did you hand model for like toys?
Yes, for Mattel Toys.
No
I did
shit.
Kent and his Cosmic Cruiser, and so they would cut to the kid playing in a close-up.
Kent and his Cosmic
Kent
Cruiser?
and his Cosmic Cruiser. Wait a minute, that was the porn I did.
I just met
Hold
that guy
on.
at the corner of Santa Monica and
Yes, $20.
La Cienega.
Yes, and I hand modeled.
God
and then I
bless you.
started
What a
doing-
cool thing.
Yeah, but the best thing that really like took me into the world was I did Oliver at the Aquarius Theater.
Oh.
The Aquarius Theater is now the Nickelodeon Theater on
Yeah,
Sunset.
on Sunset.
And Zoot Suit had just closed.
I remember
And-
that. That was like the
yeah,
late 70s, right?
Yes, it was mid-70s,
Yeah.
late 70s. They opened Oliver, which was actually the revival of the cast from the film.
Now, were you the Artful Dodger, or were you
I was
Oliver?
one of the Workhouse boys and one of Fagin's boys.
Excellent.
We were we pulled double duty because there was 8 of us, and it was with Stubby K.
Oh, sorry. I just probably just blew your ears out. Stubby
Clear!
K, who was the voice of Frosty the Snowman.
That's right, and he was also nicely in Guys and Dolls.
Guys and Dolls,
I got
right.
the horse right here. The
His
name
name
is
is
Paul
Paul
Revere,
Revere.
and there's a guy who
Right.
says all my imitations sound like Cher. Like I think I'm doing.
Half-breed.
Yeah, I think I'm doing Elvis, right? I think I'm doing. Are you lonesome tonight?
But you're really doing Cher.
I'm really doing gypsies, tramps, and thieves. If I could turn back time.
I'm turning all red, and I'm not even having that much booze.
If
My
I
God.
could find a way. Anyway, so Stubby K, Dick Shawn,
Oh my God! Who died on stage?
who died on. I saw that production that he died. Not the
Really?
one he died at, but I saw that tour.
I remember when he passed away on stage.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things like Bing Crosby died playing golf. He died doing what he loved, and everybody made a big deal about that. And you were Stubby K. Do you know Stubby K was also in Cat Ballou?
Cat Ballou
with
Oscar nominated.
yes,
Cat Ballou.
with Lee Marvin.
That's correct.
Jane Fonda.
Yes.
And Nat King Cole. They were the Troubadours. Yeah, right. So anyway, go ahead.
Yes.
You were doing.
Oh, I was
Oliver.
doing that, and Shady Wallace, who played Nancy in the movie.
In the movie?
reprised her role as Nancy, and it was
craziness
And
with
it
Oh
was,
my God,
and it was
Richard.
directed by Anna White, who won the Oscar,
Oscar.
for directing for choreographing the
movie.
movie.
Wow.
Yeah, and I fell in love with musical theater, and I'm
Oh,
still a
yeah.
huge musical theater.
Well, and you're a
buff.
terrific singer as
Oh,
well.
thank you. And,
Yeah.
You know, before I got my voice all hoarse from doing Zim and Billy,
Yeah.
there were days I would do that show on the same day.
Yeah.
And they would say, "Are you smoking?" I'd say, "No, I'm wrecking my cords for you, for my art."
Yeah, for my art, for my residuals.
For my residuals, for my pension.
That's right.
You cannot fool me. I will follow the red light. Wherever it goes, I will find it.
He goes to every red light district
I'm like a
and
cat.
finds it. Yeah.
Laser pointer.
So what was the first animated show you did?
So, you'll love this. You did this show. I think you were on it. Prince Valiant.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you will
With
remember
Robbie
this
Benson.
with Robbie Benson and you. I tell this story all the time.
Do you really?
I tell it all the time. You were there in the room. You may remember this.
This was your first
This
animated
was my
show?
first animated guest. It's my first animated gig ever. Wow. I did an album when I was a kid. It was
Okay.
called Happy Birthday Jesus. And I sang,
You're
half
you have
Jew,
the Hebrew
half
faith.
Jew. That's all I ever heard. Half Jew.
Happy birthday, Jesus.
Happy birthday, Jesus.
You
Happy
know, I
birthday,
did that.
Jesus.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jesus.
Happy birthday, Jesus.
Jesus. Happy birthday. I just
Tell
wanna
me, you
thank
got these people out now. You got to tell me a little bit about Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday, Jesus.
Floyd Huddleston, who wrote the music for
my
the
God.
Aristocats.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. He saw me in a production that I did, and he said, "I want you to do this show of mine." And and I was, a little kid. I was 8, and I sang the lead vocal on a song called "There's a Hole in My Little Doggy Stocking." The one and only doggy I adore. Sometimes I hear myself, I hear Candy Milo come out.
Yeah.
Right? I hear Candy Milo come out. Right? Candy comes out of my
It
ear.
does.
Not
Kind of
real candy.
a
Candy
hybrid of
Milo.
Candy
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Cher.
right, Cher. Yeah. If I could turn back, there's a hole in my little doggy stocking.
Oh, great.
And the whole punchline of that joke was, just think this. He's got a holy stocking and he's never even been to mass.
Oh.
You mean a holy stocking? Yeah.
my
Man, that's really class. My next role is I will be running for Pope.
Yeah,
I am
you're-
Pope!
now they just chose one today.
Did I?
They?
White
I
smoke?
did.
You-
White
you-
smoke?
white smoke.
Came out of the
Wow.
smoke.
Wow.
And you know what? The new Pope
Yes.
is actually
Zim!
it's Carrot Top.
It's...
Who knew? Carrot Top is the new Pope. He's cut.
He's
He's
got.
totally cut.
He's
and
cut,
he's
and his
got
eyes
lots-
are pretty.
His eyes are pretty. He's got, he looks like a cat.
Yes.
But he's the new Pope.
Like Cat
Anyway,
Blue. Bring it around.
that's right. He's big.
There you go.
So you
from
did
there,
Happy Birthday, Jesus.
and then from there, first animated thing. I will tell this story. Hi, Liam.
Hi, Liam.
is in there.
Hey, buddy.
Here's the story of my very first thing. You remember the director?
Was Stu Rosen.
Stu Rosen.
Yeah.
So I had my first gig, and I was on the ship. I was a first mate. I was
Right.
like a pirate first
Right.
mate, right? Prince Valiant. And my line was...
And Robbie Benson was Prince Valiant.
Robbie Benson was Prince Valiant.
I remember that, yeah.
And my line was like something to the effect of, we've swabbed the decks, Captain. Like the decks have been swabbed, Captain, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I go, the decks have been swabbed, Captain. And everyone in the room breaks up laughing. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, I'm good at this. Oh, I got this down, right? Oh, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
This is where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
And Stu comes over to the talkback and he says, I didn't realize we hired Woody Allen to play a pirate.
Stu is about as delicate as a kick to the groin.
And they realized it came out more like this. I've swabbed the decks, Captain.
That's right.
Yes, pedantic. But I never forgot that because I said from that day on I was going to make animation my thing. And so I did a lot of guest spots on a lot of different shows. I did Johnny Bravo, Count Chicken, all those things.
I like Cartoon Network stuff.
Yeah, where I met you. I met you on Prince Valiant and Charlie Adler and Don DeLuise. And finally, there was this Angry Beavers show.
Right.
And I don't know if you remember.
That was a Nickelodeon.
That was a Nickelodeon.
I love
And
Abby loved the Angry Beavers. Yeah.
Spooty Abby. Spooty Abby. But what happened was they auditioned that thing for 2 years.
I know. I read for it, I think, twice, and
Yes.
it was like a 6-month period. And I thought, didn't they already, has this show already been canceled? And they said, no, they haven't cast it yet.
No.
It was the one that used to be over there by the golf course on
Balboa.
Balboa.
On Balboa.
And Victory.
It was Gunther Wall.
Right.
Gunther Wall was housed there. So I went in, and I was in like on the 3rd round of casting, and I was a big fan of Lou Costello.
I can't imagine
I
why.
love Lou Costello, which I later discovered is really the same as Tyne Daly. If you think about it,
Oh my God.
It's like, I am a New York cop, Christine. I've been a bad boy. And they're the same as Nathan Lane. So you got Nathan Lane, Tyne Daly, and Lou Costello. I've been a
And you
bad
never
boy.
see them together.
You never see them together.
Wow.
They're all the
Tyne
same.
Daly.
Tyne Daly. You listen to me, Christine. I am a New York cop. Well, I'm sorry, Liam. I made Liam cry.
No, he's
okay.
excited.
Okay, good, yeah. He's got good
He
taste.
loves Tyne Daly.
He loves Tyne Daly, and he doesn't want to offend it in any way, shape, or form. So I went in and I did my kind of Lou Costello thing with it. Right. Listen to me, Norbert. And it turned out that the creator, Mitch Schauer, was a huge fan of all things Abbott and Costello.
Perfect. And you
know
didn't know
Mitch.
this.
I didn't know
I do
it.
know Mitch, yeah.
So we Mitch and I later teamed up together and sold our own pilot to Disney that we had animated. But anyway, Mitch and I clicked instantly. So I revoiced the pilot as so many of the times we do. We go revoicing things, and so I revoiced it, and it was a tense time for me because I kind of had to try to make it my own thing, but still fit the flaps of the mouth.
Oh yeah, it's very difficult.
And it was tense, and then I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
6 months later.
6 months.
6 months later, I get Sandy Schnarr, who was my first agent,
Right.
who used to be your agent,
Yeah.
calls me up and goes, "Hey, cutie. Hi, cutie.
Yeah.
I have an audition for you, Angry Beavers." I said, "What? I already did that.
did
what?
that.
What?
I
I'm reading for the
casted
same
checks.
role. I'm reading for the same
Yeah.
role. I went through auditions all over again.
Richard.
Yeah, but I'm a big believer in that those things.
Well,
are
can
meant
I
to
tell
be
you
the thing.
something? You beat me out on a show that I had a couple callbacks on at Cartoon Network, Squirrel Boy. I had read for Squirrel Boy, and God knows that I've been called that on more than one occasion. It had nothing to do with the show.
This is the intimate part of the show.
Right. It's something about the
Squirrel
way that
Boy.
I save my
Hi,
nuts
Squirrel
for
Boy.
the winter. Yeah, see that? Who needs Frank Welker?
Yeah, when you have D. Baker.
But you did Squirrel Boy, right?
I did Squirrel Boy.
You did 13 of those at Cartoon Network?
We did 2 seasons.
You did 26
back
of
to
those,
back
yeah.
on that.
You were excellent on that.
Oh, thank you. It was a fun show. I wish it never had hit its stride.
Right.
Because I just thought that it was a good show. Pammy Adlon was.
Oh, excellent. Well, you did that, of course, Invader Zim, and
I did Billy and Mandy.
Billy and Mandy.
That was a fun. You did Billy and Mandy.
I did a couple
bunch
of
of
those.
times.
You and Greg Eagles.
Greg Eagles, Gray Delisle.
Gray Delisle was Mandy, right?
You came on in an episode where you played. Well, you played a ton. You did a ton. We've done a ton of shows together.
Mm-hmm.
But you came on in Billy and Mandy, and you played like a surfer dude.
Oh, yeah.
A pizza delivery guy.
Oh, that's
you
right.
played the pizza delivery guy. I never
Oh,
thought
that's
of
right.
that 'cause I
Delivering it
tried-
to Mandy. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were like delivering it to Scar. Remember, it was like General Scar by Armin Shimmerman played Scar, and you're like, you're like, here's your pizza. I could never do it.
Here's your pizza,
any
bro.
of that. Yeah.
Right.
See, I love smooth, dulcet tones. I'm not known for my smoothness. I cannot
can't
tell you
imagine.
how many times people have said, "That's great. Now, could you smooth
it out."
And I'm like,
No!
no.
That's it,
There's
buddy.
2 guys with sandpaper on my vocal cords going like this.
But that's what makes you so unique, man.
I'm a eunuch.
There's nobody like Richie Horvitz.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
And so have we got some more questions
Yeah,
for
we
the
have
lovely
lots
and
of
talented
questions.
Mr.
Lots of
Horvitz?
We have Flareth.
Hi, Flareth.
Hi, Flareth. Is asking.
Is that a hemorrhoid, Flareth? Flareth Uppet? It is Flareth Uppet.
Can Yakko and Zim have a conversation?
Eh? Who is this Yakko?
Hey, Zim, I was out parking my car and I came and noticed that you're a pretty odd.
Who are you?
Well, I'm Yakko.
Who are you?
I'm Yakko.
Who are you?
Zim, let me just see if I can make this clear.
Yes?
My name is...
Tell me.
I'm trying, Zim, as best I can.
Yes?
My name is Yakko Warner.
Yakko?
Yeah, Yakko.
Yakko?
Yeah, Yakko.
Zim needs no Yakko.
Well, no. My name is Yakko Warner,
Yes?
and I'm employed by the Warner Brothers Studios.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, and I
Give
understand...
to Zim, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I'll give to Zim.
Yes.
I will. And I just want to tell you that I think you're doing a hell of a job.
Eh?
Yeah,
what is this, hell?
Well, it's what we're in right now.
Zim is in hell right now.
It's what we're in pretty much right now, Zim.
Where is the white smoke? And we brought it around.
Invader Zim is the new pope.
Yes. I will rule you all with an iron papacy.
Oh, man.
You will take Zim's contraception.
This is with no chemical inducement, ladies and gentlemen.
No
This
chemical
is-
inducement.
He wakes up like this.
I usually wake up like this.
Miss,
I'm still here.
Can I just say, Mrs. Horvitz, I'm so sorry.
You are
A saint. Yeah.
Saint.
Speaking of the
Yes.
Catholics.
You know, that's so funny because that is my running joke with Kristen is that everyone always says, the first time they meet Kristen, they always say, how do you do it?
Yeah,
How do you do it?
I'm
And I'm
sure.
like,
What are you talking
what are
about?
you talking about? How does she do it? I'll tell you how she do it.
I just got a $50,000
That's
residual
right,
check.
exactly.
Yeah, that's how she does it.
Curse you.
I have a lilac star print.
Oh, yeah.
Lilac?
Was there a lot of ADR in Invader Zim, and was the ADR harder, or the recordings harder on your voice? Which were?
Definitely the recordings were harder. I literally went through 6 bottles a recording
Really?
session of this.
Well,
Yeah.
there was no, like, it was either
Vodka.
dead stop or
No.
balls out
Well,
in it.
yeah, it was always balls out,
Yeah.
and like right now I'm balls out, but that's
I noticed, and that's why we have this
sorry
table
about
here.
that. It's
He's
it's
anatomically
awkward.
correct,
It's
Invader
awkward.
Zim.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not like a Ken doll. Trust me, I tried. I tried. Oh, I have a kung fu grip, but you stay out of this, Abby.
Can I tell you something? He does.
Yes.
So we're back to ADR.
Yes, back to ADR.
Which
Focus,
stands for
focus.
absolutely disgusting Richard.
That's right. Focus.
Right.
Focus. You know, I did a show with your. I'm gonna go back. I'll get back to you, Lilac. I did a show with your buddy Maurice. We did the Chimp Channel.
Oh, that's right.
We
He
did
told
Chimp
me
Channel,
about
yes.
that. Yeah, where
We
you
had
guys,
the
it was
best
like,
time.
it was like Lance
and Darren
Link.
Norris. It was Lance Link. It was like Lance Link and
Darren
Darren
Norris,
Norris.
who, by the way, is on next week.
Darren Norris always recorded. You have to ask him
Yeah.
like this. His butt sticking out and go, yes, how you doing? You know, he's doing
Yeah,
this like
yeah.
this. Except his voice was much deeper
Oh,
than
it
mine.
cuts right through.
In my mind, I'm sounding really low.
You sounded
right
like
now.
George
Yeah,
Takei.
like George Takei.
Yeah.
But anyway, Lilac, the ADR, we got to add fun things like the. If you notice, there was an episode like the Squeedily Spooch one, which is a favorite episode of the Zim fans. I'm in the background, and they're actually ADRing the Dib character. But in the back, you see me jumping up and down. So I ADR'd, over here, over here, over here, and that went on forever. Well, I always have characters that have like these long running things. Like in Billy and Mandy, I had one that's like, destroy us all, destroy us all, destroy us all. Now,
Rich,
a
dude.
trained voiceover actor would ask for a library.
Yeah.
But no,
Not Rich.
it's not
He's
organic.
a theater guy, baby. He wants to do it in
It's
real
not
time.
organic.
That's right.
And so
Oh,
I would
Lordy.
get a script from Zim.
Yeah.
And literally the first line was, ah! Second line was, ah!
You don't want to loop it.
No,
You want
yeah,
to do
I
it.
want to do it. And the third line was, grr! Was grr! That was my lines. That's what my lines. And Billy
Started out, if you look at the pilot of Billy and Mandy, it started out as a very normal thing. It was like,
Right.
hi, Mandy, how are you doing? Shut up, Billy.
that was my gray.
Right. That's very good.
Thanks.
Except
Shut up, Billy.
she has more she's more pulchritudinous.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's more.
She's cut.
Who's got dictionary.com? Look up pulchritudinous.
I can't spell that to save my life.
Pulchritudinous boobies.
Pulchritudicus.
Boobies.
He was actually.
Did you just say boobies to me?
Pulchritudicus was one of the.
Yes.
Was one of the.
Yes, was Spartan. He was
Spartan.
Spartan, right.
He
I am
was Spartacus.
pulchritudinous.
I am pulchritudinous.
I am pulchritudinous. And I am.
Okay.
And I am scrotitudinous.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Here we go. So you did.
So I did.
Billy Mandy was very
Billy
Billy was
Mandy is
very
thick.
soft.
But by the end of the show,
Yeah.
it was I like pie. Yeah. It was like, oh my gosh. So on the days, the days when you go in and you're just like, oh,
I had one of those this morning. I was doing Mad Magazine this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those.
And I'm just like, I'm just not up for this.
Yeah.
And they'll always say the same thing. You auditioned that voice.
Right, yeah.
See, I always tell people you got to be really careful with the voices that you
Absolutely.
audition.
I've talked about that too. You have to be very careful. And I've had that experience when I've auditioned for something and I can't necessarily carry it through.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's important to be able to do that.
Well, and I don't think that it's a workout what we do on these characters, and so there are times.
Well, especially yours. And Rich, you get hired for those.
I get hired. That's my thing, and I'm doing Skylanders, which is why I'm a little hoarse because I do a character called Chaos in that one, and we're doing the third game right now, and literally.
And so people know you do Chaos and Skylanders.
Yes, Chaos.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
that's a big game.
It's a good gig,
Yeah.
and so what'll happen is I'll come home and I'll just nap. I'll nap for like 2 hours because it's like a workout. But in the same vein, if you don't work out, if I had to go back and do a Zim episode now or a Billy episode now, it would take me a lot because one of the things of my character was like I would be given like a page of dialogue that I would just say really fast over and over and over and over and over. It's like, say, what are you doing, Scar? I like those pants. Why do you wear those pants? All the way down. And I could do that when I was in the zone.
Yeah.
But when I take a break, I'm like,
oh yeah, no, it's exhausting.
I'm like, if I go into my booth to record an audition
At home, yeah.
I will look at something and I'll do it, and there'll be times I'm going,
yeah,
I need to start over because
no, and I think that's interesting because it is, while it's not like outpouring hot tar on the freeway in August, it is still. I
agree.
The other day when I was doing something where I had to do for about an hour and a half, and I was done after an hour and a half for like a day.
Yeah.
And boy, God forbid if you get sick. I was singing this morning on this Mad Magazine show, and it took me probably 15, 20 minutes to kind of get in that groove where I could hit the notes properly. And it wears you out.
Yeah, and the other thing is that we sing in those character voices too, which is like trying to carry a tune. Like one of my favorite ones. This is a favorite story of mine from Billy and Mandy. We did a movie called Billy and Mandy's Big Boogie Adventures. I think you did something on that too.
Did I?
I think you did, yeah.
I think I was craft services.
Yeah, you were craft, yes. And I was like, and you know what? My mac and cheese and the bagels. I wanted mac and cheese on my bagel, and I wanted red mac and cheese.
Listen,
none of this orange stuff.
If I've got a star who is of the Hebrew faith, I have to make sure that I give you the right. The best bagels in the world,
Says
baby.
the Pope.
Yeah.
That's my new popal.
Thank you.
It's my popalness.
Yeah.
We did an episode, and like you do these roles, Jess Harnell does these roles, these singing,
yeah.
These like Jess hits those.
Oh,
rock
geez, he's a
notes
rock and roll star.
Yeah, he hits those. Like he can do. Like he and I have sung on occasion the Jesus Christ Superstar stuff, which I absolutely
He
love.
does the Teddy Neely stuff.
He does the Ted Neely
crazy.
version, right? And I do the This is Jesus Christ.
Right.
I am really great. Anyway,
you do the Barry Dennen.
I do
stuff.
the Barry. Now Barry, I'll tell you.
How about Barry? I love
Barry's
Barry
one of my dearest friends.
Well, you guys are both represented by Cunningham,
yes. And Barry comes.
Barry
to see.
Dennen played Pilate.
Yes.
In the movie. Right,
What?
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Do you mean by that?
Yeah.
That is not an answer.
Look at those eyes.
Yo! This is my Lee Majors in every single role. Oscar, Audra. It's that eyebrow.
Majors.
Can you zoom in on that eyebrow?
Oh God.
No zooming capability.
No, we're not a union house.
Oh right,
Yeah.
no union. That's the I'm covered by the eyebrow. IOTC. That's really eyebrow-tsy.
Yeah.
So Barry, I'm so all over the place.
That's okay. That's what people love about the show.
So Barry found an old library book that he had forgotten to return. I'm talking like years.
Because Barry's probably almost 70.
Yeah, and Barry comes often, is very supportive of still of theater, and he's seen me in a few musicals that I've done, and he took the library book back to the library, and it was really late, and he hands it to the guy, and he says, "I'm really sorry." Now, if you see the movie, you think he's British.
Oh yeah,
but he's not. He's the furthest thing from British, right? Acting. So he takes the book and he puts it down. He says, "I'm really sorry. This is late. I was moving. I found this book. Whatever's owed on it, I will pay back." Blah blah blah. And the guy looks at him and he slams his hand down on the book and he says, "What?
Oh my God!
You mean by that?"
He's a fan of Superstar.
Yeah. And he just
Whatever. Okay, Gamma. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
so you won't go to hell.
Yeah, right. Where were we talking about?
I don't know.
Abby,
Let's
what
take
were we
another
talking
question.
about?
I have no idea. Let's move on to another
Later
question.
that same day.
Yeah.
Kevin Divine 313
How divine, Kevin.
asks Richard, who's your favorite Skylander
Chaos.
besides Chaos?
The Skylanders. Spyro. I mean, come on. Spyro's the original.
Well, there you go.
Right?
Is that right?
Yeah, Spyro's
okay.
the original.
That was easy.
Yeah.
I have Steph Rena, and actually I have a few people.
I know Stephanie. That's Stephanie Reyna. Is that correct? Reyna?
Yes.
Stephanie is one of our fans.
She does.
Yes,
She loves a
Stephanie
lot of
writes.
voice
She
actors.
likes-
Thanks,
she does.
Steph.
Thanks, Steph.
And She-Tech, there's a few people asking the same question. They would like Zim to ask Pinky what he's pondering.
Yeah. You are Pinky?
Yes, I am, Mr. Zim.
What kind of voice is that?
It's the one that's stuck in my head. I can't help it.
Yeah. What are you pondering?
Well, no, you have to ask me the correct way.
Okay. Tell me the correct way.
You need to say the following, Invader Zim.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Got it. Ready.
It's a half-hour show.
Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Well, I think so, Invader Zim. But if they called them sad meals, no one would buy them.
That's me, Steph. That narf. I can never do that. Narf.
Narf. Oh my God! Now see, that's something you see. Where else in pop culture would you get Invader Zim interacting with Pinky?
Narf?
No.
What is this, Narf? Is it like a squeedly spooch?
Yes.
I am Zim.
It's,
I wish I got paid by the dime.
you are a cartoon.
I am
it's
a cartoon.
astonishing.
I
It's
am a
so
cartoon.
it's so wonderful. Oh my God.
Brandon Whitmore would like a shout out.
Any relationship to James Whitmore?
Do you know that his son is one of the? He's I think really high up in the sheriff's department.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I think
James Whitmore Jr. If you see him on
he
TV,
he was running for office.
I think he was.
Yes,
He
I
looks
remember
just like
that.
his
Yes,
dad.
yes.
Terrific.
Narf.
He says,
Narf. I can't do it. Curse you.
So, James, what is Mr. Whitmore?
Brandon
that's a
Whitmore
good thing.
says, hate to ask, but can I get a shout out from Alpha 5 and Yakko?
Go ahead, Alpha 5.
This is to Mr. Whitmore.
Brandon Whitmore.
Aye, Brandon Whitmore. The Power Rangers are in trouble. Okay. Hello, Brandon Whitmore. There you go. It's going to cost you. Check your PayPal account.
$20.
I just sucked $500 out of your
That's
PayPal
right.
account, Junior.
PayPal.
Okay.
Yes.
I like PayPal.
This is so neat that you've had your emotional disturbances, people that work for you on your behalf.
Well, shall I tell you a story?
Always.
Shall I tell you a story?
Please.
I was crossing Sunset moments ago.
Literally today?
Literally today.
Okay.
And this woman was in a car, because there's cars on Sunset.
Yes.
And every car had stopped to let me cross. And she came around and was one of
Oh,
these,
dear.
not one, and almost hit me. It was like the opening of.
Well, that would have screwed up our show.
Yeah, it would have really put a damper on my
Jeez.
day. As it was, someone hit me on the on-ramp yesterday.
Oh,
That's
no.
story.
Dude, you're screwing with Zim.
How long was I out?
seconds.
Was this
It
a
was
few
fine.
seconds?
Just a
Was it
few
okay?
seconds.
Sometimes
We're still here. We're still
sometimes
here.
was I here?
You're still
Was I
here.
out long?
Recharging.
And the woman rolls down her window and says, "Stay in the crosswalk."
Oh, dear.
Yeah. And
Wow.
so I always do this thing. So you know, I always do this. I take my phone out and I go, click.
Oh, good for
I pretend
you.
to take a picture, and I pretend to take a picture of a license plate thing.
Oh, that's great.
And then when I was younger, I used to pretend I had a walkie-talkie and I'd call the cop.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, it took off it's like I could play pretend.
Sure,
And I was like,
sure.
I would like look him in the mirror and I
Yeah.
would like go like this and I would look down and go, oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's back when you could use phones. Yeah, license plate B3812.
Isn't that great? And the person's going, oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
right.
here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. There was one time I was coming from the dentist, and I had laughing gas.
Oh, right.
Because they did some work, and they said, okay, when they take the laughing gas off, it clears your lungs, but you're still in a really great mood.
Oh.
So I've got like my mouth just numb to the thing, and I'm driving on the 170 freeway. We're like that Saturday Night Live episode. What are you doing here? What are you doing?
That's right. Yeah.
So I'm on the 170 freeway, and this guy cuts me off. And I get calmly over to the next lane, cuts me off again. Then I go back to the lane, he cuts back over that way. So I pull up to him, and I roll down the window. How old am I? I roll down the window.
What's that mean?
How
I know,
old
thank you for
am
that.
I?
What's that mean?
Well, what do you say? You still say roll down the window.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But you physically rolled it down.
Yeah, I physically rolled down the window, which was weird because it was automatic. So the guy looks at me like like an ape. And I look at him and I've got this, I go, what's your fucking problem, Baffle? I'm gonna see you laugh! And like drool is like dripping down my face. Drool is like hanging off like I'm a Saint Bernard. And the guy's like,
dude, get out of here.
And he got off the freeway the next day, and I'm thinking to myself,
oh my god, yeah!
All right, I'm gonna be like in Taxi Driver when I'm gonna fight with someone on the road. I'm gonna go, yeah. All right, this is Mom. Well, who am I talking about? Sylvester Stallone made an entire career out of it. So
oh, that's
who am I?
fantastic. What a great story. The guy was freaked out because you...
Try to get some drool. It's
like, dude, this guy's...
Shut your mouth up, Who on? Who do you think you are?
I'm not going to screw with that guy.
No. That's a story.
Good.
That's a little story.
Thank you.
A little story. And I'm not even having the drink today.
I'm not, and this isn't even a strong one yet. I'm hyperventilating.
This is coffee.
K-pop Brony asks,
what was brony?
A brony.
We know what that's about.
That's right. Hey, man,
we know
Tara
the bronies.
Strong,
Tara
baby.
Strong.
Asks, what was it like working with Grey Delisle?
It was like this.
Just like that?
It was great. I love Grey. I work with Grey a lot.
We've all worked with her a lot. She's absolutely wonderful.
She's super talented.
She is
super talented.
And she's stunningly beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes
we would sing her songs because she's a singer.
She's a singer. She's had, I think, 3 albums?
3 albums. She loves Loretta Lynn. I love Loretta Lynn. So I would come into the studio and I would sing Loretta Lynn songs to her. And she'd go, oh, let's work.
Yeah. No, she's beautiful. She has skin like alabaster. It's absolutely gorgeous.
In fact, it is alabaster.
It is.
She is an alabaster.
Yeah.
What's an alabaster?
I don't think I
Isn't
know.
that some sort of a bird or a fish?
A fish?
It's a fish.
It's a fish.
She's a fish.
She's a fish.
Working with her was like working with a fish.
It was wet.
It was wet.
Oh dear, here we go.
Scaly. It was scaly.
Why?
It was scaly.
Richard, can you say Ling in an angry Zim voice? She's my OC, and it would make my day.
Ling? Why am I saying Ling?
There you go.
Awesome.
I'm angry about it.
That was easy.
That was easy.
Rob, what is your favorite Lilo and Stitch experiment besides Reuben?
Oh dear. My favorite Lilo and Stitch experiment.
That is from Kevin Devine.
Thank you,
Oh,
Kevin.
hi, Kevin, again.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be coy. I don't really know what my favorite experiment is. How about 626? Was there one?
I don't know, but sure. Let's
Yeah.
go with that.
But
Was there
koi
one?
is another fish reference.
I did.
We are on a fish rant now. We've got alabaster and koi.
Koi.
Wow.
Fish rant.
Fish rant.
Yeah, I don't. Thank you, Kevin, for asking, but I'll just say 626. Forgive me. I'm not that familiar.
I
with
always
how
liked the
experiment.
Mazda 626.
Is that
When
you
that
did?
was out when I was a kid. I wanted a
you.
Mazda
There you
626.
go.
We have March of the Ants, 94 again. Hello, March of the Ants. Can Major Glory...
I like your brother, March of Dimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Can Major Glory and Muscular Beaver from a superhero legion to the right... Wait, form a superhero region...
Here, drink up.
Wait, I feel like a puppet
Major
right now.
Glory
I feel like a
Schreiner.
rebel, yeah.
and Muscular Beaver form a superhero legion to rival the Justice League?
Okay, so I'll just say, Muscular Beavers, assemble!
Muscular Beaver, whoosh! Dun, 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 dun,
Is that what Muscular
dun,
Beaver
dun, dun,
sounds?
dun. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the day Daggett the loser died. And Muscular Beaver was born!
Well, and we prefer Muscular Beavers over Angry Beavers, certainly at any opportunity.
Yes.
Yes.
As
Thank
long
you.
as it's real, a real muscular.
We
Stay
don't want
off the steroids.
no
Stay off the
juicing.
juice.
That's right.
Apparently
Stay off the juice.
626 was Stitch.
Oh.
I have been informed.
Oh, really?
by-
Oh, well, then I
Good,
love,
yes.
see,
By
then
Flair.
I
Perfect.
love the franchise.
What
Yeah.
a happy accident.
Thank you.
But
Thank
how
you
the
very
accident-
much.
No,
yes.
we know everything about every one of our shows.
That's right.
Everything.
Absolutely. How would Raz react to Pinky?
Hey, Dad, are you Raz?
You look like Barbara Eden. What? Forgive me. And I know you people out there are going to want to kill me, but who is Raz?
Raz is from a game called Psychonauts.
Oh, okay.
And Gray was in that also. I think
Yeah.
Tara was also in that one. It was a good game.
Apparently, I didn't get the call.
You did, but you were busy.
Is that what? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
And whenever Raz has a victory,
Right, he does that.
he does a victory dance. It's like, yeah.
Okay.
But it does sound like dun
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 dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun ba da 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 boom 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 boom
bum ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 bum 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 ba da bum 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 ba da bum 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 ba da bum bum ba
Right. There we go. We got that. That's our homage to
Thank you.
to Barbara Eden and Larry Hagman,
Yes.
the late great Larry Hagman.
Yes.
I was on a plane with him recently.
Really?
I was on a plane.
Not recently.
Like pretty recently.
Really?
Like
Really?
Because if you were on a plane with him like on the last week, then
no, it was a little less than a year ago. So
Okay.
I was on an airplane with his eyebrows.
Oh,
Yeah.
they
Yes.
get
He
their
had
own seat.
They get their own seat.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite shows growing up.
love
My
that.
favorite show growing up was Get Smart.
oh yeah,
That
with
was
Barbara
very-
Feldman and Don Knotts. Oh my God.
Missed it. And
Missed it by that much. You should have more recently
Daggett-
Don Knotts stories.
And Daggett.
I mean,
Don
Don
Adams
Adams stories, yeah.
And Daggett was kind of modeled besides Lucas O on Don Adams.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. didn't
I
know that.
actually did a play couple months ago with Bernie Capel.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
Bernie Capel. He
Yeah.
must be almost 80 now too.
he's 80. He's 80
God
this
bless
year.
him.
And Bernie, I told him my favorite exchange from Get Smart was when he's in the submarine with a gun pointed at Maxwell Smart. And Maxwell Smart says, "All right, Siegfried, I only have one question for you before I place you under arrest." And Siegfried says, "Smart, how can you place me under arrest when I'm holding the gun?" Smart says, "That was my question." Now, Bernie could do the scene verbatim. He could recite the
kidding
lines
me?
still. Yeah. So I got to play. Some of the things that I've done in my career, they're
That's
like,
great.
you know, I remember the very first time I walked on a studio lot.
Oh yeah.
Because I started
It's a
to about
big
my
deal.
early years. I did a lot of films in my youth. I did a lot of teen films in the '80s. I did a film called Summer School and a thing called How I Got Into College. And the Summer School was directed by Carl Reiner.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was like highlight
What
of
a
my
thrill.
And Tom Kenny and I were both, and we didn't even know each other at the time in How I Got Into College.
Really?
Yeah. It was directed by Savage Steve Holland.
Holland.
Yeah.
Who did the Schnookums and Meat
The
thing?
yeah.
With,
and now I think he's producing
with Bill Cobb.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, Big Bang Theory, yeah.
Great shoot. This was the '80s when Tom and I were both kids.
Yeah.
But what I was mentioning was, when you walk onto a lot, it's like the first thing, and after a while, you're like, oh, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But for me, I still get that kick
I'm
in
the same
voiceover
way,
when
man.
people that I grew up with. So I got to play Gilligan to Alan Hale's Skipper.
Oh my God.
I got
Richard.
to be on The New Munsters with Jason Marsden.
Yeah.
With
And,
Dave Madden.
Richard Shuck.
And with John Shuck.
John Shuck.
John
and-
Shuck,
and
Lee Merriweather.
Lee Merriweather, yeah.
And it was all those things were like my childhood coming
Yeah,
to, right?
sure.
Well, one of the things is that Billy Hayes came on Billy and Mandy.
Oh my God.
And I'm a huge HR
HR
Puff and Stuff
sure.
fan. And Billy, when Chris Zimmerman, our casting director at the time and director, said Billy Hayes is going to come on the show.
Unbelievable.
I was like, I couldn't wait to record that day. I got there, and we started playing, and I got to do my hello, Weenie,
Yeah. Charlie Nelson
yeah,
Riley,
Charles,
yeah.
like, and Mark, that stupid brat. That was the Horvitz honk. It just came out.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
Billy West calls that the best imitation of pleurisy he's ever heard. Every time I have to laugh,
Jesus, Rich.
every time I have to laugh, it comes out again.
Oh, my.
Anyway,
We're on a fault line here, so be careful. Yeah.
well, my lung just.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, so Billy comes on, and she said to me, I wish that you could come to dinner with Alice Ghostly and myself and Charles tonight, because we all celebrate our birthdays together. And I said, I'm free. She goes, oh, no, I wasn't inviting you.
That's great. Yeah,
She's
I just
sweet.
wish you would. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow, what a group that would have been.
Yeah. And Alice Ghostly I love because she was just the female Paul Lynde.
I loved her.
I loved Alice Ghostly. And, I love Paul Lynde.
Oh, sure.
And I loved all those guys.
They were all the people that were total inspirations to me as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was glued to the TV as a kid.
Yeah.
That's how I trained. That was my training.
Right.
I mean, I did classes, and I went to UCLA for a quarter.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I went to the University of Michigan technically for 1 year.
1 year. That's longer than I made.
But
I made it 12 weeks.
Yeah, I was not a college kid.
Stay
What
in
else
school,
have we got
kids.
there, sweetie?
We have Justin Klett he's homesick today, unfortunately.
sorry,
and would
buddy.
like a shout out from both Carl and Zim.
Yeah, hey Justin, I hope you're feeling better. I think if you try a little bit of my medicine, you'll feel a lot better. Dr. Cluster's sort of elixir. I'm sorry, you go ahead, buddy.
Hello, Justin. I am here to tell you that you are a filthy, stinking human earthworm, and I hope that you feel the power of the doom. I mean, feel better. I am Zim.
Philip.
Seymour Hoffman?
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Very
I'm
good.
a big fan of
Good
Philip
save,
Seymour
buddy.
Hoffman.
Right.
Philip Elke. I'm
Close.
sorry if I
Seymour
totally
Hobbit.
butcher your name. Do they ever digitally process your voice, Richard? The Zoni from Ratchet and Clank,
Yes.
for example.
Zoni.
Yeah, the Zoni were processed, and Zim in the first couple of episodes.
Oh, is that right?
Was processed.
Yeah.
You know what happened on the Zim thing, and I think Billy talked about this when he was here. Is that when I was doing Angry Beavers, the creator of Zim wanted me to do Invader Zim,
Right.
but I couldn't because I was doing Daggett, and Nickelodeon felt that they didn't want the two voices that sound similar.
Right.
So I lost the job,
Yeah.
and a couple people came in, but Billy, who's a dear friend, and I love Billy to death, he ended up doing the voice. And then the Beavers ended,
Right.
And they just said, hey, would you
really
come
run-
in?
yeah.
Would you come in and
Oh, and he's
let
totally
us in?
cool about it,
Yeah.
too.
Oh, Billy and I have traveled to Australia
Isn't he the
together. I
greatest?
love
Yeah.
Billy,
Yeah,
and
me
he's
too.
one of my idols,
Yeah.
as
Oh,
are you. And I just
incredible.
love those.
Thanks,
I just
bud.
love you guys, and Billy. Billy and I are tight. When you travel 16 hours one way and 16 hours one way back on an airplane together, squished together, you need to bathe.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
look at coffee ground.
Technically, you're married in many jurisdictions. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it was consummated.
Yeah. That's for
a
another
story for
podcast.
Yes, go ahead.
Colikins,
Colikins.
when you first started out, was your style always so manic, or did you start somewhere else?
When I first started out, I was like Clint Eastwood or Johnny Depp.
Go ahead, make me gay.
Go ahead.
No, wait, that's not right.
That's for another podcast.
Line.
Yes. As my friend Fred Willard says, you're the only one I know that people applaud when you exit the stage.
I love Fred.
I've always been manic. I'm the sixth of 6 kids.
Oh, well.
And so in our family, if you didn't jump up and talk, you didn't get
wouldn't eat.
attention, you wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
You wouldn't eat. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
And the range in age from the first one into myself is 23 years.
Oh, bless your motother's heart.
Same mother and father. They're still alive. My
God
mom will
bless-
be 90 this year.
Richard, God
My dad
bless
is
you.
92 in August. They've been married for 70. In May, they'll be married 72
Mazel tov.
years.
That is fantastic.
3 of them really happy.
Yeah.
And not consecutively.
Not
Well,
to
there
the
was
same person.
1966.
God, 71 years.
71 years.
God bless them.
Yeah.
That's
Still going strong.
incredible,
Still going
Richard.
strong.
Good
yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
And good for you. My parents are both gone, and I'll tell
I'm
you,
sorry.
I miss them every day. That's good for you.
Oh,
Great.
thank you. I never thought I would get to the age where I could rest my hands on my gut. You know
just
what?
got
I never
past
thought
that
it would be
age.
that guy.
That's right.
I never thought I'd be that guy.
Let me show you something I'm pretty damn proud of,
I'm just this shy of a belt buckle and my gut hanging over it.
Your six-pack
It's like a
done turned
Coors,
into
my
a
Coors
hangover.
belt buckle.
Kevin Devine again.
Hello, Kevin.
Rob, who is more evil, Dr. Hammersville or Snowball?
Oh, I would think probably Snowball. I mean, certainly, there's no question that if you're talking about evil and it's connected to a gerbil, that is clearly pretty much the embodiment of evil. And you're talking about a character who was done by, we have all these great stories. Roddy McDowall did this character, Snowball,
Yes.
on Pinky and the Brain.
Yes.
What a thrill.
Yeah.
That was one of those, we have these iconic actors with whom we work, and you walk in, and you know he's going to be there, but then you walk in and you see, there's Roddy freaking McDowall,
Yeah.
who was as nice as the day is long, completely professional, was suffering from cancer at the time, which ultimately killed him, and he was so nice, so professional, answered all my stupid questions about Planet of the Apes and Elizabeth Taylor and National Velvet and How Green Was My Valley. All these, the guy was the original Hollywood guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. With Elizabeth Taylor
with
and that
Elizabeth
whole
Taylor.
and Natalie Wood.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So yes, in my view, Snowball was evil incarnate. Yes.
Oh, Snowball was a racehorse. Remember that? Peter
Yeah,
Plummer?
I do.
And I wish he were
Mine, yeah.
He never drank water,
But
he always drank wine.
Yeah.
His bridle was silver. Go ahead.
We have our
His
friend
mane, it was gold.
Peter
And the
Wojciechowski.
worth of his saddle
Peter, who's asked lots of questions that many of
has
our-
never been told. Okay, go.
Rich,
Yes.
would you do some funny Billy noises?
I like pie.
That's pretty funny.
Excellent.
Good
Good job.
That's the Zim, Billy Zim.
Can-
Busy.
I have Haley B of D. Can Zim talk to Corky from the Snorks?
Oh my God. Honey, I'm telling you, you probably got a little too much time in your hands. Right? The Snorks, which was an unabashed version of the Smurfs underwater. Right. Yeah, and I don't remember. I presume Corky was kind of like me. I don't remember because that was 20-plus years ago. Yeah, and that was me, B.J. Ward, Michael Bell, and Nancy Cartwright, Barry Gordon.
Oh, Barry.
Right?
People used to say I look like Barry Gordon.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys have...
I think I look more like Springsteen.
Yeah, Larry Springsteen, who is a gynecologist.
Yeah, right, that's right. Exactly. It runs in the family.
This is going to be cold, Mrs.
Yes,
Bernstein.
that's right.
But honestly, if I don't necessarily remember...
Because that's how I like it.
Yeah, but please give... What was it?
Zim.
Yeah.
Zim. Right. I am. Okay. Hey, what's up, Corky?
I don't know. Your stomach sounds like Mount Etna.
It's like
It sounds like Mount Etna. We'll give you some cheese.
It's
cheese
coffee.
puffs.
It's coffee. I swear.
I'm sorry. I wish that I knew more about Corky, but it's been...
Yes.
It's
I will talk to you, Corky. Hey, Corky, where is your voice? Oh, you have no voice today. I understand. Perhaps I'll do the talking, Corky.
Perfect. See? Absolutely wonderful. Thank
And then,
you.
okay, how about this one? We have Wild Steve. Can we get a conversation between Mark, Chang, and Zim?
Okay. Hey, Zim.
What?
I'm on this show called Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Waters?
Parents.
Yeah.
And
You premiered the same night as Zim.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, you lasted. We didn't.
We're still around, bro.
Yes, I know.
You guys.
Curse you.
You guys were canceled like.
Curse you.
Okay, Zim.
Huh.
Zim, are your synapses firing at all?
No. I'm
Like,
sitting here thinking to myself, control the stomach growl. Control your stomach growl. I've got coffee stomach.
I have to tell you, I honestly...
Listen, wait, let's see if we can hear it. Now it won't do.
No, okay, of course. It never happens. It's like taking your
like
car to the
yeah,
mechanic.
exactly.
This is probably one of the lightest vodka and cranberries I've ever had, but the intoxication of having Richie Horvitz here is making me so I can't function. You're making me laugh so hard.
Oh my God, we spent some fun times.
God.
Fun times.
What would,
everyone else on the internet like, really? Because you guys are not making me laugh.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys
not very
seem to
funny.
think something's very funny.
Yeah.
I guess that's your intimacy.
I'm so tired of Zim.
Yeah, well, okay, can you do anything but Zim?
Yeah.
My God, he sounds the same in everything.
I can do
I
Zim.
hate him. Where are we? Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Quai Bell would like to know.
Quai Bell?
Quai Bell.
Quai Bell. Hi, Quai Bell.
Quai Bell. What would drunk Zim sound like?
I am Zim! Ah, why was there vodka in the soap? Curse you.
That's right.
I puke.
How many
puke
times
as Zim.
in life have you heard of Invader Zim puke?
Puke.
Probably not. Too many.
Okay.
That's Zim puking. I never get that one. Zim puking. I'm gonna have to come up with that on the fly.
Yeah.
It'd be something like this. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes. Brings him the blood.
Guy's face. Jesus. And I know your kids are going, I love my dad so much. I'm
dad's
so
so
proud of my
cool.
old man. That's my dad.
My kids are all jocks.
Yeah.
My oldest is 5.
Are you a jock at all?
I was.
You
I
just
was
wear one
over,
for your own
I
personal
wear jock.
enjoyment.
I wear jock. That's all I'm wearing right
Yeah,
now.
I
I'm
noticed.
below here. They can't
Right.
see. I was. I'll show you because I was small. I was short.
Short man
Was
syndrome.
right. And I was good.
Yeah.
But I was never going to make it anywhere because I was small. I was a really late bloomer. But my son, my oldest, is 5'11".
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to swab his mouth and do a DNA sample.
Yeah.
He's a great baseball player.
Oh, yeah.
All my kids are a great baseball player. Or great one baseball player. They make one baseball player. They're all
each
great.
other's
Yeah, they all
shoulders.
see each other. Yeah,
My kids
all
are
three of
great.
them.
My
All
kids are
three
great
of them.
baseball players.
Yeah. Oh,
They play great baseball player. My kids.
my kids. What was his name on SNL? That Garrett Morris did.
Baseball and very, very
Baseball
good to
and
me.
very, very good to
yeah,
me.
Chico Escuela.
Yeah, Escuela. So he. So my oldest is 5'11", and they all are really cool. They're like who I wish I was. My kids are like straight A students.
Excellent. Clearly they
Advanced,
take after their
ABI.
mom.
Clearly they take after their mom. And I sometimes just feel like Willie Loman. For all you literate people out there, I'm this
Willie
far.
Loman.
I'm just this far from sucking on the gas pipe right now. Right?
Hey, I shoved a gun in my mouth. And I
You have a baseball bat because I go on the road.
That's right. You got a mitt because I do Invader
Yeah,
Zim. God
that's
damn it.
right, damn it. You want to go to college? Bow to me. I'm Zim. It's going to be me, 80 years old.
See Ricky
80
with
years
his
old.
gut hanging out.
80 years old.
And his wife beater.
I'm at Comic-Con.
A stained wife beater
Yeah,
in your
see,
underwear
like-
going, bow to me.
What are you? You next. You want my autograph? Get over here.
I have this reoccurring dream. I think I've told this before. I have this reoccurring dream that I'm going to end up being at mall openings dressed as a Ninja Turtle.
I went and saw Sheriff John and all of them at the mall.
I'm going to be like
Turtle. That's right.
At like a mall opening in Norco.
With wearing
the turtle shell, and there's going to be some guy going, Mr. Raphael, 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, help me with the shell there, will you? What's your name? Tracy? Hey, Tracy, help me with the shell. Oh, God, you're a pretty goddamn thing, aren't you?
Yes, that's
Did your mama? Yeah, mama, I'm going to run. Ooh, cowabunga, you got to run in your green turtles tights. Oh, Jesus, that is my worst nightmare.
I'm going to be at some bar outside.
Cowabunga.
I'm going to be at some bar outside the market opening like this. Hey,
bow to me.
Flo, give me one of these. I'm Zim! I am Zim!
I don't think you know who the hell I am.
I don't know who you think I am.
Oh, God bless you,
But
Rich.
don't you know who I think I am?
Oh, that makes me hurt.
Did you hear it? Did you hear the stomach?
Yes.
We missed that one.
All right, I'm gonna.
Who's next?
What would Zim's reaction be if he heard a cat, if he saw a cow, and that is from That Cow?
Moo? What is this, Moo? Moo yourself.
Yeah, moo yourself.
Moo.
Kyle Marsh would like a shout out from Billy's dad, Harold, as his wrestler alter ego, Mogar.
Mogar! Who's this out to?
Kyle.
Hey, Kyle! It's me, Mogar! Remember, you're a rock star.
That's very disturbing.
That's very disturbing.
Love
This
that.
Mogar, this character comes out. It's the alter ego of Billy's dad, and he's just dressed in this like Kiss paint.
Oh dear.
And he's in like a leotard.
Yeah.
And it's like his alter ego. Ow!
Do it for Mogar!
Now, there's another voice that would tear you up if you did that all day long.
That one tears me up.
Man.
Someone's calling me as we're doing this podcast. It's probably someone
It's your
watching.
parole officer.
Let's see. Oh, it's my parole officer. I do. Yeah, go ahead.
We have more of a serious question, I suppose.
Yes. Okay. Wait.
Get in your serious face.
Okay.
Oh no, it jumped. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm having technical difficulties.
I'm still Lee Majors.
Yeah. Just so you know, this is
Richard
here we go.
from Captain Bucky. Richard would like. He says, Richard, did Nickelodeon ever voice concern over the twisted humor of Invader Zim?
Sure. Well, I'll tell you, there's they really did
very clever show.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean,
very
that was
subversive kind of, yeah.
There's a scene in the episode Bestest Friend where the character of Keith, Zim says, "Who amongst you is prepared to be Zim's bestest friend?" And so what happens at the end is that Keith is like constantly really needy.
Right.
So Zim turns him into a squirrel by pulling out his eyeballs.
Oh dear.
And putting in these robotic eyes.
Right.
That turns him into a squirrel. Flying in, D. Baker. They did not like the eyeball thing, but when we convinced them that the eyeballs were better than the eyes he had, it was okay.
It was cool.
And then we couldn't say underworld.
Why?
So we called it. They just had to. When we did Beavers, we couldn't say shut up. We had to ADR it, so it said hush up.
No
It was during the
kidding.
bowling episode.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then several times we revoiced something that they aired the original anyway.
Wow, I didn't know
But with Zim, that we couldn't say underworld, so we had to say the place beneath the overworld.
Oh dear.
Yeah, the place beneath the overworld.
Yeah. So they were definitely cognizant of the. Yeah.
You know, everyone asks me why Zim is off the air and yet it has this following, but it was very similar to, Star Trek never had ratings.
Right.
Zim never had ratings. We just did not have the ratings. Intense following, and generations that continue to follow it. Yeah. New ones every year. But Zim was a very expensive show. It had been the most expensive show they had done to date at Nickelodeon. We had 3D on every episode for the first 13. Wow. Yeah.
Oh man. I have Jor-El Hamilton.
Jor-El.
Superman, I am your father.
I have a story. I met Marlon Brando.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
God, you've met everybody.
Yeah,
haven't
been
you?
around.
I'll tell you a story about that.
Cool.
It says, hello, Mr. Horvitz.
Hello,
Jor-El.
Superman, I am your father.
He says, I love Zim and Billy. What do you think Gur and Zim are up to today?
Eating tacos.
Excellent.
That's it.
Actually, Gur is an Amway distributor.
Gur is an Amway distributor. I see him on occasion when he comes
not
into
just
town
soap anymore.
for a convention.
Yeah.
Who was the voice of Norbert in the first Angry Beavers pilot?
In the pilot, I believe Wow.
It changed.
I believe it was Kevin Meaney in the pilot.
Oh my God, yeah.
I think it was Kevin Meaney.
Stand
no,
up.
wait a minute. Kevin might have done Daggett. I don't remember, but Nick Bakay did the series with us.
Olivia the Duke would. This is. I think
Olivia
this
the
is
Duke.
a funny question. What was the strangest thing either of you had been asked to sign at a con?
Oh dear. Well,
My chest.
yeah, probably a boob, and which is really odd because you get that you expect Brad Pitt or rock stars to have to do that. But first of all, it's incredibly flattering.
But it was a man's
It was a
boob.
guy's boob.
It was a guy's boob.
It was a guy with enormous man boobs.
Yeah, boobs.
And
Boobs.
who actually had an incredibly lovely sort of lacy kind of Victoria's
Teddy.
Secret bra.
Bra, yeah. It was a
But no, I
bustier.
did. Somebody asked me once to sign their boob, and it was this young lady. It really was a person. I didn't do a DNA test, but I presume.
And you didn't look.
I didn't look,
You
and this
closed your eyes.
person literally lifted up her shirt and said, "I really would like Yakko to sign." So I said,
Hello, nurse. And,
Yes.
Of course.
And I did. Don't want to disappoint the fans. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I always, this is always it. I just had this conversation in a couple of days.
Please tell me it was not lower than a boob.
No. Yeah, I just,
Belly button.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
signed RH and then went. When people come up to us and ask us to, like Zim fans are really devoted.
They've got
and
tattoos.
They have a sleeve of the characters,
Right.
and then they've saved a place for you to autograph.
Autograph it,
because
and they tat
want
it.
you. They want
Right.
you to.
I've
They
got a
want to
couple of
tat your
those too, yeah.
signature. And my friend Ricky Simons, who plays
Oh,
Gurr,
sure, yeah.
he always says, "I don't want to do." Like he has a great answer. Goes, "I don't want to do that because if you're found dead, they'll think I signed my work."
That's a great line.
Did you hear my stomach?
I did.
I did.
hear
I heard
it.
that
That
one.
was good, right?
Yeah.
It's coffee stomach.
It sounds like an old gremlin.
It's because I went to the dentist before
Yeah,
I came
that's
here.
right.
And you're not allowed to eat for half an
That's
hour.
right, yeah.
Would I have that cow again with another question?
Hi, that cow.
Would Zim ever try milk?
Good milk?
Milk? No, I think Zim is probably lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant.
Yeah. Zim? Grr! Why did you fart in the bacon? Grr! Why was there bacon in your poop?
Oh, dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear. I suddenly am sitting next to my grandmother.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
Oh, drat.
Oh drat.
Hold on. Cell Callie would like to know, how did you get the gig to voice the imp in Warcraft?
Oh, that's a good one. World of Warcraft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times, the gigs I get are because, and you can attest to this as well, is that because they're fans of your other characters.
Yeah.
So, like, if you know, I know that you got a lot of gigs right away off of the Pinky stuff. Like, people, they brought you in. For me, I have a lot of Zim like creators that are artists and
yeah.
so that dig the show, and so the people on at World of Warcraft brought me in and. They said, you know, just do your thing. I'm really lucky in that respect because I am sort of just kind of synapses firing, like you said.
Totally.
A lot of my creators, a lot of the creators of my shows let us just go off.
Yeah. Oh,
They just
totally.
let us
Yeah,
go off.
they do, and that's
They just
fun.
let you go off, and that's what they did at World of Warcraft. And so I went in, and you know, they were fans of the show, and they're like, oh my gosh, and they were very kind. They brought me back to do a couple more.
That's great.
Shows, yeah.
Anthony Lee
Shows, games.
Oh, I know Anthony.
Says-
Down under.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
says he was lucky enough to meet Richard
I remember
twice
Anthony,
in
yeah.
Australia,
Yep.
and you wished him luck on his uni exam, and he passed. So
Yay!
he liked
That was
Oh,
because
yay.
of me.
That was
An
all
university
of it.
exam. Well done.
So when he starts making money, I will take a percentage.
Yeah,
Excellent.
in American dollars, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony. In dollars. Dollars.
Mine and
No,
Meist
no.
asks, Rich, how about that Homestruck?
How about that what?
Homestruck.
Homestruck.
Do we know what Homestruck is?
Homestuck.
Homestuck? Toonstruck? Homestruck? Not sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
I
don't
need
know.
clarification.
I think we have time for one more question.
What?
Question?
Let's say one more question, and then I can tell people about this lovely giveaway that we have with Invader
that's
Zim and
true.
Angry Beavers.
Yes.
Yes.
Rob,
I will come
Yes.
to your house.
what did you think?
No, I won't really.
What did you think of Dex on Wake, Rattle, and Roll?
Oh, well, that was fun. I was a robot named Dex on a show called Wake, Rattle, and Roll at Hanna-Barbera. And I actually got to manipulate the robot's mouth. It was an animatronic deal.
Oh, you
And-
got to do it?
Yeah, and I got to be the voices, kind of like Mark Chang before Mark Chang. We
Yes.
kind of recycle these voices.
But no, it was a great gig, and I got to be on set. I think we did it for, 30 or 40 episodes. Avery Schreiber was a regular on that show.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah, Jack Burns and Schreiber.
Yeah, Burns.
So I got to work with
yeah.
Avery Schreiber, R.J. Williams, a great little kid who's now probably 35.
Avery Schreiber was a great improviser.
Oh,
years
Avery was
ago.
wonderful, and that was great. Thank you for asking about
That's
that.
a
I
good
completely
question.
forgot about Wake, Rattle, and Roll. That was in 1990, 91.
Yeah.
So
back when
20
Hanna-Barbera was still there.
Yes, when it was Hanna-Barbera.
It was Hanna-Barbera. Those. Remember how small those recording studios were? I mean, they were like
Incredible.
this big.
Yeah.
And when we did, Count Chicken, or we did, I forgot what other one was we did, but it was with Dom DeLuise and Charlie.
Sure.
And having both of them.
And this
in
talk
that
about
same-
energy.
I mean,
yeah.
the booth was like this big, and it was like
Crazy.
It's like sucking air out of that room. It was
Crazy
like you could not.
nuts.
You think I'm energetic?
Yeah.
Those guys.
No, it was
Wow.
crazy. And I before we go, I want to first of all thank you very much. You've just been
Thank you.
unbelievable.
I hope I wasn't.
Oh, dude,
too
I didn't
awful.
have to do anything but show up today. You were just really, really just a pleasure. And we are talking about James. You had mentioned the survey again, right? And if
What did you think of Richard?
That's right.
If you
go to
think he sucks.
surveymonkey.com. You can see it right there in the bottom third of your screen there.
no.
Go to surveymonkey.com. Blah blah blah. Rob Ustream and give opinions about Richard Horvitz.
Oh, no.
His dental health, his personal hygiene, any of that stuff. And
My Lee Majors audition.
the Lee Majors, right? He's got the eye down, right? And we are going to Richard and I are going to sign the Invader Zim and the Angry Beavers DVDs, and we will pick someone out of all of you people who take the survey. Okay. Put your emails in one of the responses, and you will be eligible to win one of the DVDs.
Yes.
Signed by A. Beaver and Zim, and yours truly.
Hey.
And so we really appreciate you guys taking the survey. It helps us figure out what we need to do to help the show continue, make it better. We love the fact that it's very relaxed, and we can have all these people on with these great stories. And as I said, this sort of more intimate setup was a result of one of you folks saying, you know, I like the on-camera stuff, but I like the sort of more laissez-faire feel of the audio podcast, and that was a result of that. So please continue to take the survey, and you could be the lucky winner of an Angry Beaver or Invader Zim.
A literal angry beaver will come to your house.
Totally. And
Can I
Plug away.
At Richard Horvitz.
Yeah.
On Twitter, at Richard Horvitz. If you're interested in voiceover classes.
Oh,
I
yes.
also
Richard
teach.
also is one of the preeminent voice
thank
acting
you.
teachers in Hollywood.
Thank you.
Yes.
You can drop an email to Richard Horvitz Classes, plural,
Not glasses.
classes,
Okay.
at gmail.com.
Richard Horvitz Classes at gmail.com.
Other than that, I will be on Santa Monica Boulevard later today signing
Man boob.
$20 bills.
Man boobs.
Signing man boobs.
I'm signing man boobs!
Man boobs!
That's right. Well,
What's
thank
gonna be
you,
my
buddy.
boobs?
You are
Thank you.
an absolute joy.
Thank you.
God, you
Thank
just were
you.
you just lit it up. You
Oh,
are
thank you.
a
It's
force,
fun.
and it's such a thrill. And thank you, Abby, for helping us out, and thank you guys all for paying attention,
Yes.
for watching, and as we say at the end of every podcast. Clearly, it was proven today that laughter is so the best medicine, and the cool thing is you can't OD, and the refills are free. Richard Horvitz, Abby Collins,
Yakko.
don't forget to get your Android Rob Paulsen Talking Toons app. You can get, of course, still the Apple app. Please continue to pay attention. We'll see you next week when our guest will be Darren Norris.
Yee!
Right, Darren Norris. Who
Norris.
is, Cosmo, Timmy Turner's dad. I work with him on Tough Puppy.
Tough Puppy.
He's on, I think he's a semi-regular on...
And Chimp Channel. He was on Chimp Channel
on
with
Chimp
Mo
Channel
and
with
me.
you. And he's a semi-regular on, Big Time Rush. The guy is
Big
so
Time Rush,
busy.
That's right, yes.
So next week,
And,
Darren Norris.
He does community service along the freeway.
In an orange
the
suit.
yes.
Right, with you.
With me.
He is kind of like...
What?
He's
You guys
like
have the
the
same parole
older...
officer?
We have the same parole officer. I mean agent.
He's the older, less talented version
Yes.
of Richard Horvitz.
Yes. Much older.
So come back next
Much
week.
older.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
Goodbye.